Hello! I took Andrew Huang's monthly class, and let me tell you, I think it was worth the time and the money. If you're, I highly recommend it for, well, most people, but I'll say this. If you are an independent artist, if you write your own music, you sing, you play an instrument, and you feel kind of stuck, learning Ableton or another DAW can really help uh, basically give you more tools to assist you in songwriting and can really open a lot of doors that you may not have known were there. Working with MIDI, working with the songwriting structures and prompts that Andrew gives in his videos is very helpful. So that right there, which for me was kind of a big bonus because that's the category I would put myself into. Not huge into producing. I I love to do it, but it's not my main thing. Uh, and I thought I was going to learn more about that, and I did, but I didn't think that the songwriting, the stuff that I thought, a little more my bread and butter, there was a lot there that's very handy. Um, and it's while it's a 30-day course, the amount of content within this course could easily fill up a college length class easily. And the nice thing about this format is you have access to it. It's all there. I'm able to get on it now. I'm able to use the stuff I've just learned to make more tracks, and it's a very good system. I feel like. I think one of the reasons it works well is because it forces you to get at it every day. If you don't get at it every day, you're gonna fall behind, and you're gonna. It's not like like stressful fall behind. It's more like, oh man, now I can't add more to my track. I can't squeeze out a finer wine because I took some time off. Um, and you can life balance with the course. It's not super hectic or anything, but it definitely paces you and it definitely challenges you. I felt challenged by it, and I produce music regularly. I record music regularly, but yeah, there's a lot to this course, and you have a peer group that is providing feedback that you connect with, and it's nice to have a space where you just talk to musically minded people or just people interested in music. You're encouraging them, they're encouraging you. You give each other feedback, and it's done well. Uh, the way my tracks came out, pretty happy with it. Definitely the best, like across the board, produced tracks I've ever made. So there's definitely improvements, but improvements that I still want to make. And just by doing the class, I have an ear for that, for what I can improve. And a lot of the videos, I don't know if I've already said it, but just watching Andrew work and being there, watching the process pretty much unedited, is extremely valuable. And that's, for me, like the highest on the list of good stuff to come out of this class. Like that's just the solid content, and you get to see someone work through things and their workflow, how they make decisions, why they make decisions, and you're able to put that into your own workflow, and I think that's really valuable. There's all the other stuff is covered as well, plugins, filtering, distortion, reverb, and there's tons of information. He gives you a nice cut and dry way to understand what you're doing, not just like here's some good settings, but he also gives you some good settings. So it just kind of gets you going to focus more on the creative tasks while still having an understanding. And like I said, the content that's provided to be able to watch someone's workflow is, you really can't duplicate that. I mean, you can watch somebody else's, but Andrew's just very talented, and he's putting a lot of work. Not to like underplay town or anything like that, but he's just put in the work, and you can tell he's been doing it a lot. And just like anything, you have to put the time in. It's a grind, but it's a labor of love, and you get to watch that happen, and you get faster at more of the mundane things, and you get more space for the creative, the more fun things. The mundane things are fun too, even just like organizing your tracks and stuff, and you get to see how Andrew does it. He's got some interesting organization patterns that he does, and yeah, this is. I feel like the 30 days was a good pace. A good pace. Especially if you feel like you're just kind of floating around, it's good to have like, okay, I got to have this done. Boom, right here. Like I need a loop, and the steps aren't super big. Near the end, you take a little bit bigger leaps, but there's less hand holding, which is good. And there was never like I never felt like an environment of like stress. Like oh, like in the end, it's you're all just kind of encouraging each other. You turn things in late. Hey, you may not get as much feedback, but you probably still get a bunch of feedback. So uh, yeah, the drive is there as just kind of like a personal thing to yourself, but it's not like don't be afraid of like getting berated or something on like the peer group or something like that. I don't know. Maybe I just had cool people. I don't know. It's not that. It's a very loving environment, very encouraging, and just great feedback and great musicians, and like all across the skill board. It's not like everyone out was singing up a storm or playing up a storm. And that was fun too because everything you do can be reflected into music. So someone might be a photographer. Like I'm not a photographer. I take some pictures, but in being a photographer, you develop a certain eye for things, and that eye for things is another perception of beauty. And then when you come to music, you can bring that other lens, uh, bring that lens as uh, you know a photographer into your music, and it could give some fresh ideas. Whereas like me, I'm mostly a musician. I mostly play music. I'm in a musical world, um, and it's a different lens. So it was cool to just have people across all skill levels and backgrounds and all that. It was very nice. So if you're thinking like I don't know, man, like 30 days, like man, I like that's some money. I'm gonna have to pay some money for this. I think it feels good to invest in yourself, and I feel like I've gotten momentum for it. I already had some momentum coming into it on my own, and I'm still working on the things that I learned. Like there's so much still to unpack after the initial run, and that's kind of the good thing again about the everyday 30-day kind of situation is you get it going, you just kind of swim in and you're like, oh, I kind of want to do a little more of that, and it's like, yep, got to move on to the next thing, but it's all still there. So now I can kind of come back and like explore this a little deeper, explore this a little deeper. But it's good that I was challenged to touch all the bases instead of like, oops, I spent the whole week like tweaking reverb, when I should have I kind of touched on everything. So, highly recommend it if you're on the fence. There also is like a money back guarantee. I think after 5 days. I don't think you'll need it though. It's really good. Um, I really don't have anything bad to say about it. Yeah, check it out, man. Andrew Huang's class on monthly. Worth your time and money. Thank you.